What's up, guys? My name's Owen, and welcome back to the Ben Fender podcast. And in this one, I will be reviewing the Austria Grand Prix. So, in this one, we had a sprint race as well as the regular race. And this was the second sprint race of the year. So, Charles Leclerc got a 3-place grid penalty for impeding in qualifying. It was raining, so everyone had to start on inners. Then Verstappen and Perez were on the front row. On the formation lap, Bottas pits since for some reason he put on medium tires rather than intermediates when the track was soaked. I don't know why he did that. So, at the initial start, Perez takes the lead. Then Verstappen takes the lead back. Then there is a train forming behind Ocon, as usual. Then a little while later, Russell pits for slicks. So does a bunch of other people. And then Verstappen wins. So the 8 cars that got points were Verstappen, Perez, Sainz, Stroll, Alonso, Hülkenberg, Ocon, and Russell. Hülkenberg had a good initial start since he jumped up to third, but ended up falling back in the later stages, which is unfortunate. On to the main race now. Before starting the main race, Max had over 200 points, while everyone else was still barely in the hunt, or most of the other people were barely in the hundreds. So for the main race, Verstappen and Leclerc started on the front row. So Nick de Vries had to change a power unit, and Kevin Magnussen changed some suspension. So both of them have to start from the pit lane. Nothing at the initial start, but Yuki Tsunoda misses a turn, gets into the gravel, which brings out the first safety car. Then Hülkenberg loses power, which brings out the first virtual safety car, and Hülkenberg is out. Half the field pit at this time. And then the warnings and penalties. So, Yuki Tsunoda got a black and white flag for track limits. Then Bottas has wing damage for some reason. Then Hamilton and Yuki both get a 5-second time penalty for track limits. Then Hülkenberg and Sainz both get black and white flags for track limits. Leclerc takes the lead, which is the first time someone other than Max has led for a couple weeks or a couple races now. After that, Ocon got a unsafe release penalty. Then Sainz got a track limits penalty. Then Albon and Gasly both got black flag for track limits. Then Verstappen takes the lead. Then Albon gets a 5-second time penalty for track limits. Next, Stroll gets the black and white flag for track limits. De Vries gets a 5-second time penalty for forcing someone off track. Gasly gets a 5-second time penalty for track limits. Magnussen gets a black and white flag. Yuki Tsunoda gets a 10-second time penalty for track limits. So, which he did at this time. He had 7 infringements. So then Logan Sargent got a black and white flag. Then Sargent and Magnussen ended up getting time penalties. Then Perez gets the black and white flag for track limits. And Verstappen ends up winning. And he also gets the fastest lap. So he gets maximum points for this weekend. Gets the 26 from the race and the 8 from the sprint race. So the top 10 were Verstappen, Leclerc, Perez, Sainz, Norris, Alonso, Hamilton, Russell, Gasly, and Stroll. So the driver of the day was Lando Norris. I think Yuki also got a time penalty for... One second. Alright. So, that is going to be it for this video, guys. Please remember to like and subscribe, as well as go check out my other 2 channels. One being my main of Fan Rantan, and the other being a D&D channel, where me and my friends play Dungeons and Dragons. That is called Drunkards and Dumbasses. Please go check those out, and we will see you guys a little bit later next week, but still next week. So, thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time. Peace.